How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
the Bride of Frankenstein. She's alive! Alive!
A monster created from cadavers out of rifled graves. A tale that sent my blood into icy creeps.
Would you like to hear what happened after that?
Well, we've warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Tom Lang.
And I'm Bill Evenson. And as it probably already said in your podcast feed, you're joining us for minute 72 of Bride of Frankenstein, the second film in the series.
Getting down to the wire.
We're going to do The Wire minute by minute. Did you ever see that show, The Wire?
Not all of it, but yeah.
All right.
Nothing to do with Frankenstein.
I've already ruined this episode. It's just over. I've fucked up every single thing.
So follow us on Facebook.
Follow us on WhatsApp.
Are we even on that?
No, Snapchat. Follow us on Snapchat.
I have a Snapchat account that I think I've never accessed because I was told, oh, you should do that. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And then I did it and I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do.
Yep. No, I had a Snapchat. I probably have an account as well. I got one day and used like this Snapchat filter to take a picture of Jackie and I with like little mouse faces or whatever. And then I don't know. I must have deleted the app right after that.
I probably should because I've never, ever access it.
I got to say, this is one of those great moments where the minutes line up really nice.
Yes, they do.
His last minute was all about the bride and her introduction and everything we talked about last week. See last week. And right away one goes...
Well, there's a close-up of her looking around, and then it cuts right into Boris descending the stairs. Presumably, he just finished off Ludwig after he got rid of, Carl.
I suppose so.
How long has he been up on that roof? Because I can't imagine.
It takes a while.
It takes a while, apparently, because they've done her hair, they've unwrapped her and dressed her up.
So, yeah, like you said last week, they've done her hair and they've dressed her up and all that. I don't know. Or does she just look like that?
Just comes that way out of the
package. She comes that way out of the box. Yep,
yeah.
Exactly. That's what she looks like out of the box.
They just unwrap all that bandages from around her head, and the hair just springs up.
Yes,
yeah.
I kind of think that, actually.
It's very possible.
I kind of think that's what we're supposed to think.
It's possible,
yeah. It's part of her being born out of electricity and all that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll buy that, as are the lightning streaks through her hair.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll buy that, which I think are actually kind of sexy. So
I mean,
shows you where I am. So
well, you've seen Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
With Madeline
and the Saturday Night Live clip.
Yep, exactly. She does it again there. And you're a fan of the Munsters as well.
I am a fan of the Munsters, yes. Although there she's a vampire.
But she's got streaks.
She has streaks through her. Yeah.
She doesn't have it back like that.
No.
Does the bride sense the monster coming?
I wrote that down myself.
Yeah.
Yes, I think she does, because she kind of not really flinches, but kind of looks off to the side, like, what the hell was that?
Right. And the way it's staged, it seems that way.
Yeah.
I say the way it's staged. It's really the way it's edited, because she's doing that shit all the time anyway.
She's constantly just jerking around.
Yeah.
Well, he growls too, so she would sense that he's there. And then sees her, and then the music shifts to the bride theme, and his face kind of...
To the bride theme, or from the bride theme to the monster
Well, the monster theme is he's coming down the stairs, and
then it shifts.
Yeah. And, growls, does the hand where, waves his hand in the air like he does.
He's that kind of guy.
He's that kind of guy. That's just sort of the thing he would do. And then it cuts to her, and then it's the bride theme cuts in there.
Got it.
Then his face, his expression completely changes to, oh, hey.
Yeah. Exactly. And then I feel like the editing makes it look like they make eye contact when he stops at the foot of the stairs, but the next shot it's clear that has not happened.
That's not the case. Yeah.
But I still think it every time I see it. It really looks like they kind of are looking at each other.
But she does sense, obviously, that he's there. Something isn't right.
Yeah, but the way she's posed, there's no way.
No, she has her back to him, and
And then he says "friend," which is such a great word. It's just such a great word. We've been building to this point for 72 minutes.
Weeks.
The word "friend" is an important concept for him, and if he would have said "wife," it would have fucked this up. It
would have given it.
Not that he's not going to fuck this up.
Oh yeah,
But friend is absolutely the way to go.
140 some minutes fucking things up. So yeah,
he's just a fuck up.
It's bound to happen.
Frankenstein's fuck up. That's this character.
That's when I remake it. That's the title I'll use.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I wrote. Yeah, bride looks around oddly and seems to sense sense the monster's presence before he says friend. And she gets one look at him, and the script says it's a strangled gasp or a horrible cry of fright. I don't know how to describe it.
It's just one of my favorite things in monster history.
It's like she doesn't know how to react either, is almost what it seems like.
Someone told, in McQueen's commentary, he mentions that an early version of the script mentions Elsa Lanchester's name. The point being, she was cast in this role before they wrote the fucking thing.
There's all this bullshit about, who will be the bride, and them considering like Brigitte Helm from Metropolis. And I think that's all bullshit.
Yes, and I think McQueen says that too, actually.
I don't believe it for a second.
Yeah, she was the choice for this role from the beginning, and she takes it very seriously, and that choked scream, half scream. So here's what I think of it is. I have just been born. I don't know how to scream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just...
That's great. It's great.
If there's any takeaway from this podcast, it's that she is amazing.
Yes.
And I had nothing in particular to say about her 70 weeks ago when she was playing Mary Shelley. But now she's just
you called her a pixie, I think, which is
she's like a pixie.
It's a nice thing to say.
Thank you.
Again, Egremont has her nude, and it's at this stage that Henry takes her downstairs to get her dress. And like, what?
Yeah.
Why waste all this time? And then Pretorius has this out of character regret and tries to stop the monster and feels bad for what he's done. No.
Yeah, it's bizarre stuff going on.
Any of that.
It's weird to think that we've reached this pinnacle of the series in a way. Like things don't get much better than what we're watching now, and these people doing these novelizations want to change a bunch of shit.
Change it, yeah.
But I will have more to say about that in the coming weeks.
Okay. Because there's some pretty odd changes.
Dramatic changes, and a lot more to say about that.
Yes.
I like the monster's got the one palm up, one palm down thing going, and his right hand is so...
His left hand.
No, it's his right hand. Or I'm sorry.
It's a screen right hand, but it's his
screen
left.
Right, yeah. I'm touching my own left hand, and Tom's going, "That's your left hand, asshole." His left hand is like burnt, and it almost looks like the fingers are fused together.
And they've been that way throughout the film.
Yes. But it's a great shot.
It's a nice close up of it. You really see it. And so it's almost like he can't turn that hand over anymore because he's spent the entire film with it in that position.
Yeah.
And that's the hand that has the sort of metal brace on it rather than being stitched to the arm.
Yep.
So I don't know if that plays into it, but I don't think he does that in Frankenstein, and he certainly doesn't do it in Son either. Because all the scarring and everything.
We could look for it, but I can't imagine.
No, I don't think so.
Thinking about that.
All the scarring.
He's a fucking mess.
Yeah, he's a mess in this film.
He's really decided that he wants to make a good impression. And so he comes down the stairs looking his best.
He smiles, says friend. Yeah. He's holding out his hands very open and warm.
Yes.
And she'll have none of it.
She has these... Okay, so she's wearing a long dress.
White gown.
A sheet gown is a good word, probably. But it looks almost like she's just got a sheet on. And it's too long, and it's dragging all over the floor and stuff. But her arms are bandaged. Her hands are still bandaged. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I guess she was all bandaged up. Are we to assume they took off most of the bandages and then just slipped a sleeveless dress on her, a sleeveless gown on her?
I always thought that they just took the ones off her head and then put the gown on and left everything else.
Oh,
except
sure.
The problem with that is that her legs are clearly bound together when she's on the table.
Yeah, right. And she walks. She walks here. Yeah, it's something that I don't
know if you're really even supposed to think about it, but when we delve this deep into these things, you can't help but wonder what the process from them undoing the bandages on her face to the wide shot reveal, how much transpired in between there.
Yeah. Whatever they did, it was perfect because it looks amazing this way.
Yeah.
She looked that way last minute, but it's more striking to me in this minute because she
holds
that
arm.
Straight arm out.
Yeah,
to
and her
him.
fingers are wrapped up so that they're pointed
at
the tips, which is actually called out in the script.
Oh, is it?
Not at this point, but earlier on before she's brought to life, when she's described as looking like a mummy. It does say that her fingers are individually wrapped and they come to a point.
I think McQueen, to mention him again, I haven't talked about him in a while, mentions the Nefertiti happy thing in that context, that it's in keeping with the sort of
mummy
mummy-esque thing they're going for. And I don't know, but I believe it in this case. She does look, I think having the bandaged arms and the hairstyle and everything the way she has it, I think it really works to that effect.
Yeah, there's an Egyptian quality. There's also slight Art Deco, I think, quality to how she looks. The streaks in her hair. And there's some elements of Art Deco in the laboratory design and some of the equipment as well. To the point where if I see a lamp or a light fixture that looks a certain way, I'll say, oh, it's a Bride of Frankenstein lamp.
Oh, it's cool. You know, the other thing about the way she looks is the gown is very modest. She's not, it's not a low-cut thing. They're not going for anything like that.
Shoulders are padded as well.
Shoulders are padded.
They were when she was bandaged fully laying on the table as well. You can see when she holds her arms up that her shoulders are padded a little bit. I forgot to mention that before. So I'll just edit this out.
Yeah,
put it back
Yeah,
retrospectively.
like you always do.
Yes,
Thank you again for doing that. Hey, I have something I need to say about minute 4.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Too late?
Yeah, no.
So the other thing it's modest, but it's also, it gives the impression of, to me at least, of a medical patient. We have just given birth. It's a quasi-medical situation here, and she comes across that way.
Well, you don't see it in the film, but some of the stills where you see the back of it, it's stitched up, like laced up in the back. There's a split that goes down about a foot or so, and then it's laced and tied up at the top, like a medical gown.
Sure, okay.
It's also been called, it looks like a bridal dress, and I suppose because it's white and long and flowing, but yeah, I think it looks more medical than
I agree with both, actually. I think it does look more like a medical gown, but
in the context,
in any way that it feeds into that thing we were talking about with the wedding bells and the fact that he calls her the bride, I'm happy to allow it. Sure.
No, that's so she folded her arm, and he reaches, doesn't even quite get to touch it, as she lets loose with one hell of a scream.
That's a good one.
Make Fay Wray proud.
Have you heard it anywhere else? Is this one that gets reused?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No.
It's her one line of dialogue.
Well, she has
another good one coming
up. She swiftly turns to Henry for, again, that what the fuck's going on here?
Yes, I noticed that because we talked about it last week, and then when we were watching it,
just,
she totally is like, how am I to handle this?
Yeah.
And Karloff's face drops. His mouth drops open. He's just slightly shakes his head as if to say, no, baby, no. You don't get it. I'm not.
Yeah.
You got me all wrong.
Right. And then Henry leads her over to Shay's lounge thing.
So I'll allow Shay's lounge, but I think it's just a bench. Like, it's just a bench.
He leads her over there and sits her down, and
he leads her in a. Go ahead.
It's almost like a dance. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
There's no way to not say that. That's how I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
He's got his hands sort of out. I'm gesturing like you all can see me, and then she's got, I think it's her left arm, like straight out.
I think it's her right arm. See, we're doing it again.
Okay, whatever.
That's your right arm. Now you're doing it.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Look what you've done to me.
That could be my fault.
And she, follows, and it's kind of cool because you see.
And the music kind of adds to that too. It's yeah, there you go. And also, Thesiger dances around Karloff.
Yes.
Or how did I say that? I just wrote dances around Karloff.
Yeah,
the whole thing
it's all very
choreographed like a dance.
Yeah, very dance-like. Yeah, and I think that's deliberate. I think the music plays into it, like we said, and her sort of theatrical gestures as she follows him. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to appear to be.
There's a great overt theatricality still going on here. And if we're lucky, they'll maintain it throughout
We'll go up to the very last shot.
To the last shot, but maybe not so much.
And Henry sits her down on the couch and almost is like got his arms around her. And she's just like, her eyes are wide open and she's just darting around like, what did you stick me into?
I don't know. It's just so great because it all happens so fast. Like
it's 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
She was just born. Yeah. There's nothing that she needs to react to that isn't going to be that way, right? Like anything could do that to her.
Yeah, any outside stimuli. We have no idea what. It's a brain that Pretorius grew. We know that because he says so.
Okay.
He says he created with my own method.
Right.
Human brain living yet dormant. So what she knows, what I mean, she knows how to walk, so there's that. But
It's true.
what she is able to process, we don't really know.
And we'll see if we have time to find out.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll get a chance to explain it to us.
Yeah. Yeah, the monster is dazed and confused. Like, no, not again. He takes a few steps forward towards her, and Pretorius intercedes. And here's a soundbite that's in my head because it was in the Super 8 film that I watched over and over again. Is stand back, stand back. Yep.
I actually wrote stand back.
Yeah.
Because what I noted is Pretorius's influence seems to be waning
Completely
a bit. Yeah. He has not had this happen yet.
No,
in fact, quite the opposite. The monster was in a violent, threatening way a few weeks ago, a few minutes ago, and he took over jovially. Yeah, just if that's a word. A little jolly. Let's have a drink. And now no
monster could be like that. Fuck you. Shoves past Pretorius, and Pretorius follows, like I said, like a nervous grandmother. He's got his hands kind of up, like, no. Yeah. What's going on? This isn't the way I wanted this to happen.
You know, Thesiger can do both. Those are the two things. Those things aren't...
We see a little bit of Horace Femme coming out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, definitely. For those of you who've seen the old Dark House, and for those of you that haven't, turn this off now.
Yeah, go now, immediately.
You find this entertainment in some capacity, this podcast, and yet you haven't done that yet. Yeah, so the monster plops himself down on the bench.
Plunks it right next to
him. And now it's a love seat. Now it's
well, we get the foreshot when he sits next to her, and then it immediately cuts into closer as it tracks forward.
Yes.
And this is, I think, probably the most famous image from the film, is the two of them right there.
Yeah.
Two of them seated next to each other. She's got her arm out, her left arm, right?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I'm looking at it right there. Straight out, and he's tenderly he holds it and kind of pats it with his other hand. I don't think that happens quite in this minute.
Yeah, but we're getting there. The way Whale brings us there, as you say, there's the four of them, and then it comes into two.
Yeah, it's sort of like a replay of the three of them, where Henry and Pretorius flank the outside, and then there's the two of them in the middle. It cuts closer, pushes in. It's such a famous shot and well-known image that there's a model kit of it, which I don't have. So if anybody's looking for Christmas or birthday ideas, there's that.
All right, there you go.
There's also a life-size recreation of this moment that a sculptor by the name of Mike Hill did, and Guillermo del Toro owns one.
Oh, okay.
And it was part of that At Home with Monsters exhibit at the Art Institute that I was talking about a while back. So I got to see it like 2 feet in front of me. It's amazing.
Is it?
It looks
like Elsa and Boris.
Oh, it looks amazing. And I used it when I did the graphic of them sitting in the theater. I used the pictures I took of it.
Okay.
And it also has Pretorius there when they had it set up, standing behind them with his, his typical sort of hand up with the cigarette kind of thing.
Yeah.
They look amazing.
I feel like I've seen what you're talking about, actually.
I'm sure
maybe you've shown it to me or something.
I'm sure, yeah.
I mean, it has to be thus, because this is the eternal romance.
Oh, they're the love story of the century.
Not since Adam met Eve has there been a couple who were more made for each other. Literally made for each other.
Literally made for each other. You would think
what
so.
What could possibly go wrong?
That's right.
I say maybe we're done with this podcast. We just assume
they live happily ever after.
Everything went well.
The next film is called Son of Frankenstein. So
it's got to be
their offspring.
It's gotta be.
Who else would it be? Because Henry certainly has no interest in women.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I think that's got to be how this goes. Well, you know what we should do, though, just to be sure. Maybe we'll watch the next minute as well.
Yeah.
Just see.
Okay, he gently takes the bride's hand in his, smiles tentatively, and strokes her hand. She looks on, apprehensive.
Are you reading the script, or are you?
No, I'm reading what I wrote.
Oh, okay.
But also, not in the script there's a sequence, couple shots of Rudy leading Elizabeth back to the watchtower.
That is in the script?
That is in the script, but not in the film.
Rudy? Who is Ludwig?
Or
you mean
Rudy?
I guess Rudy from earlier.
From the crypt earlier.
Okay.
I
guess for some reason I've assumed that Ludwig took over for Rudy,
but
you're
say,
right. There's
pal?
still a Rudy.
We let him hang us.
That guy. But he doesn't say that, right? He says,
all right.
No, that's
Rudy.
Both of those are Carl.
No, it's not. It's Rudy says, all right. I even put the soundbite in the episode when we talked about it. It is definitely Rudy.
All right.
Okay. This is good. We have at least one disagreement per episode. And we've talked about how she already worked herself free from the ropes anyway. So.
Clearly, while she was talking on the electrical machine,
That's right. The electrical machine scene.
Yes, she's already.
You remember that scene from Bride of Frankenstein with the electrical machine?
Yeah. And someone thought, hey, That's a really good idea. I think I'll patent that.
100 years ago.
Before, yeah.
You can get to us from all the places.
all
you're
the-
on all these things already, folks. So just go to one of the ones you're on, and then you find us there.
Right.
We're on Twitter, Facebook.
Instagram,
Did I say Twitter?
Twitter, yeah.
Instagram.
We're also at Redbubble. Somebody just bought a bunch of shirts at Redbubble.
I forgot to tell you my theory about that.
Well,
I have a theory about who might have bought the.
The Brontosaurus is
might have
thin
bought
at
the,
one end and gets thicker in the middle and is thin at the.
Here's my theory. I got a text from somebody we both know.
Okay.
You recognize that gentleman?
Okay.
It's Steiner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it might have
Was
been
that
him.
Okay.
It's him reading my book,
No, I was
wearing
just
a
looking at-
Frankenstein Minute t-shirt.
Looking at the background there to verify.
Oh, that is quite the background, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like a Frankenstein-y background.
Almost.
Yep, so follow us. Go to Redbubble, buy everything. Just
There's
spend
all
all your money.
5 different designs. I should do a Pretorius one. Somebody recommended that, and I think that's a good idea. So I could do that and not sell any.
Okay, that sounds good. Well,
Because everybody wanted a Chaska's own Edward Van Sloan, and I think it's one of the better designs, and we haven't sold a one. So, so fuck all of you.
leave all this in.
Spend all my time doing these goddamn graphics, and nobody can.
Follow us on MySpace.
Yep, we're big presence on MySpace.
We have a thread on the Classic Horror Film Board. You can engage with us there. Hey, we're on YouTube as well.
Yes,
Follow
we
us
are.
on YouTube.
Yes, because like I said, I just had
Subscribe on YouTube.
dinner with a friend last night, and that is where he listens to us because he is the least tech-savvy person in the entire universe.
I don't understand why people say they listen to us on YouTube, and then I go to the YouTube and it says
2 downloads.
1 views. Yeah, 1 whatever downloads.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so one of them I know is at least my friend David. So.
All right. Well, that's the one.
Thanks,
David.
We got to keep doing it for him.
Bye. Are you gonna hit stop? I've noticed you've been saying that for a while.
I know. Yeah, all right.
That's how we end our episodes now.
I'll hit stop.
Okay, you hit stop.
All right, all right.
But then, yeah,